Yo, it's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video. Come on.
Hell
you know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
The Prismatic Warlock is arguably the best subclass in Destiny 2 right now, but Bungie just released a brand new exotic chest piece for the Warlock called Rime-coat Raiment, and it actually makes the Prismatic Warlock even better. This build gives you Radiant, Frost Armor, Devour, and Restoration to help keep you alive in that endgame content. So in today's Destiny 2 build guide, we're going to be breaking down what this exotic chest piece does, and we're going to be going over a build to optimize this loadout. But before we get into it, make sure you guys are using my code PAID10 over at the Advanced website to get yourself 10% off some tasty Advanced GG. Now let's get into it. Now, how do you get this new exotic chest piece? Now, the way you get these new exotics is you head on over to Rahul and you actually have to rank him up all the way to 16. And you do that by decrypting prime engrams and exotic engrams. Once you rank him all the way up, you can head on over to the focus decoding and you go over a couple of pages and you'll actually have it available right here. Once you unlock it, you can head back to this page and just keep focusing it repeatedly until you get the role that you want. Now, the Rime-coat Raiment comes with the exotic perk called Bleak Domain. Your Bleak Watcher turrets are enhanced with extended range and surrounded by stasis crystals and a storm. While standing in the storm, you are granted icicles over time. Icicles activate when you fire your weapons, applying slow to targets they hit. So as you can see in the background gameplay, you're going to be able to completely lock down entire areas of the map in Onslaught with just one stasis turret. And with this prismatic subclass build and these armor mods that I'm using, you can pretty much just keep spamming your Bleak Watcher turret. So over here on the Prismatic Warlock, we're going to be on the Song of Flame, one of the best supers in the game. While this super is active, nearby allies regenerate abilities more quickly. We're going to have increased damage resistance, and our solar and kinetic weapons will be able to scorch targets, which will eventually cause them to ignite, which is really good. And this will make all of our equipped weapons radiant, which will allow us to pierce barrier champions and stun them. For our abilities, we're taking the Phoenix Dive to the ground to create a burst of solar light, which will heal us. For our melee, we're taking the Arcane Needle, sling a woven needle that will embed in your target, unraveling them. Unraveling counts as a darkness debuff, and once you kill that unraveled enemy, you will spawn a tangle which you can pick up or shoot to kill enemies. Then for our grenade, we're going to be taking the Healing Grenade, a grenade that cures allies on impact or can cure yourself, and it will grant you Restoration. Restoration causes you to regenerate health and shields over time. The reason we're taking this is because it has the lowest cooldown at a base cooldown of 1 minute and 31 seconds, which is going to allow us to have our Bleak Watcher turret up even more. And since we're going to be getting so many grenades, if you get into a tight spot and you're getting damaged too much, you can actually just throw the Healing Grenade instead of turning it into the turret, which is really nice. Then for our aspects, of course, we're taking the Bleak Watcher. Press and hold the grenade button to turn your grenade into a stasis turret. And then pretty standard for every Prismatic Warlock build, we're taking Feed the Void. Defeat a target with any ability to activate Devour. And while Devour is active, every kill is going to restore our health and it's going to give us more grenade energy. So once again, we'll be able to spam those Bleak Watcher turrets. Then for our fragments, we have Facet of Protection. While surrounded by combatants, we are more resistant to incoming damage. Going to give us a +10 to our strength. We've got Facet of Purpose. Picking up an Orb of Power is going to grant us Restoration because we are on the Solar subclass. So this is going to be another way to help us keep our health up, to keep us alive in that endgame content. We also got a Facet of Hope. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly, and Restoration counts as that elemental buff, so we'll be able to spam our Phoenix Dive and get health back that way. Then we have Facet of Dawn. Powered melee hits against targets makes you radiant, and power melee final blows makes nearby allies radiant. Radiant is really nice because it gives you a 25% increase to your weapon damage, and once again, it will pierce barrier champions. Then last but not least, we have Facet of Ruin. Increases the size and damage of the burst when you shatter a stasis crystal or frozen target, and increases the area of effect of solar ignitions. So we're going to be creating tons of stasis crystals on the field, and our Song of Flame super is going to allow us to ignite enemies, and that ignition is going to be even bigger now with the Facet of Ruin. So that's it for the abilities. Let's take a look at the mods on the helmet. I'm running a Void Weapon, so every time we get multi-kills with that, we'll create an orb. Got a heavy ammo finder on the helmet as well to get that heavy back. On the gauntlets, we are running 3 grenade kickstarts. So when we activate our grenade, it's going to consume our armor charged, and we're going to gain energy for each armor charge that we have. And moving on to the chest, that is going to pair with the charged up mod. It's going to increase the maximum number of stacks of armor charge we can carry. The more armor charges we have while we consume our grenade, the more grenade energy we're going to get back. So that's why we have charged up. Then I have Void Reserves because of my Void Weapon that I'm using. Then on the leg armor, we have Innervation, reduces grenade cooldown each time you pick up an orb. We're going to be creating a lot of orbs, and this is just going to give us our Bleak Watcher turret back even faster. We also got Recuperation to help keep us alive. It will replenish our health each time we pick up that orb. Then we also have Stacks on Stacks. Picking up an orb of power grants you 1 additional stack. So right now, the max we can carry with these mods is 4 stacks of armor charge. So instead of having to pick up 4 orbs, we'll just have to pick up 2 orbs and we'll be at max stacks. Then on the class item, we have the Reaper mod. Shortly after using your class ability, your next weapon final blow will spawn an orb of power. Then we have 2 bomber mods on, which will reduce the grenade cooldown when using our class ability. So another way just to get our Bleak Watcher back even faster. Taking a look at the weapons that we're using, I'm using the Excuvate hand cannon mainly because it comes with headstone. So this is just another way for me to spawn a crystal on the field. And we actually have Rime Stealer enhanced. So every time we destroy a stasis crystal, and that can be a stasis crystal from headstone or the stasis crystals from our Bleak Watcher, it's going to give us frost armor. And since Rime Stealer is enhanced, it gives us ×2 for just 1 crystal shatter. And every stack of frost armor gives us 4.5 damage resistance, and it's going to stack up to 5 times for a total of 22.5 damage resistance. Then on our artifact mod, we're pretty much taking all the stasis mods that we can. We have Wind Chill, Rapid Stasis Weapon Precision Hits grant a stack of frost armor, Rapid Precision Hits from weapons with Dark Aether Reaper. Origin trait grants you more stacks of frost armor. So that is why we have the Excuvate hand cannon, the stasis weapon, and it has the Dark Aether Reaper trait. Then we have the Power from Pain. Rapid final blows against weakened combatants grants you Devour. So this will be another way for us to get Devour, and that pairs with the Concussive Reload. I'm using a grenade launcher. This states that using a grenade launcher to damage a boss, damage a champion, or break a combatant's shield will weaken them. Then we have Hail of Storm, shattering a stasis crystal releases shards of ice that damage and slow targets. We have Armor of Aramis. While frost armor is active, taking critical damage from combatants causes you to emit a freezing burst. It's really good if you're getting surrounded. And we have Brain Freeze. Frozen combatants become surrounded by chilling fog, which slows combatants that aren't already. And that is pretty much the build right there. I'm going to put a dim link in the pinned comment if you guys want to just copy and paste that. You guys can try this out for yourself. Super strong build. Probably the best build in the game right now. Definitely try it out. If you guys are new here and need more Destiny 2 in your life, subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you found this helpful, follow me over on Twitch and TikTok for the live streams, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.